name's Jessica. I'm 33. I'm from Northeast Philly. And I started getting high later in life. Like, I didn't start getting high till I was in my 20s, like 23. And so Kensington's like, oh, you come here, and like in the beginning, you'll come and you'll stop by and you'll leave, and little by little, I mean, it basically, the more your addiction progresses, the more you get sucked in, you know what I mean? So little by little, you'll be here just to cop, and then you leave, and your life, you know what I mean, slowly spirals out of control, and the more you get spiraled out of control, the more you end up staying here. Like, I've been blessed enough to have been able to stay in the Northeast for the most part, like keep a place to live. But yeah, since February, I've only really been stuck down here since February. But yeah, it's draining. It's absolutely draining. Like, I don't know, I get high, I do what I do, but I still have like morals. I'm not a thief. I don't know, I still care about people. I'll give you the shirt off my back, but it's the shit you see here. I mean, it's not even just here though, honestly. People just in general are just, they're just fucked up anymore. Like, I mean, since we were kids, we all got, there was discipline, you know what I mean? You were taught right from wrong, and then it just, I don't know what happened, what break happened, where it became you weren't allowed to discipline your kids, and you know what I mean? I kind of blame society in a way, because it became a thing that you can't teach your kids right from wrong, and all this DHS involvement. Like, we all got, you know what I mean? If you did something wrong, you were scared. Like, if the neighbors seen you, it wasn't even your parents. Like, you just had respect for elders, and shit just went crazy. But yeah, as far as the addiction piece in Kensington, I don't know. They keep saying they're trying to clean it up, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think it became, I mean, I guess Kensington was one of the first places that it was like a thing, but now it's becoming more like it's affecting more people, like in suburbs and stuff, you know what I mean? So people are more aware of it. So I believe that they're trying now that it's such a you know, do you understand what I'm saying? It's more of a worldly known thing, like about the whole opiate epidemic and drug addiction, as to where people didn't, it wasn't like, it was like a cliche thing, like, you know what I mean? Nobody wanted to talk about it. If there was the addict in the family, nobody spoke about it. It was secret, like, you know what I mean? But I believe exposing it and people being able to relate, whether they are an addict or they know somebody that's an addict, has helped. But Kensington, yeah, I wouldn't. People come here from all over, and they just get stuck here, from different states, out of the suburbs, everywhere, and it's like a black hole. But there's nowhere, I've never seen anywhere else. I've been in other hoods, like, you know what I mean? I've never seen anywhere else where it's just a freely, every corner, like 24 hours a day, you can, it's a hustle, it's a bustle. I mean, but don't get me wrong, I haven't traveled far. But my drug of choice is heroin. I actually did heroin for the first time in rehab. Alright, so originally I started smoking PCP, and back when I started smoking PCP, they didn't take you to rehab for PCP. So I went to rehab because I smoked PCP, and everybody in there was already on opiates and heroin and whatnot. So I got introduced to heroin in rehab. And once I got introduced to heroin, it was pretty much a wrap after that. Since I was a kid, I always had anxiety and stuff like that. Like, I've had PTSD, I've been raped, I've been robbed. Like, I've had trauma in my life. So as far as the heroin, all this up here, it shuts all that off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's that disconnect. I mean, probably if I got on my right psych meds and stuff like that, it would probably help. But it's just an easy way to escape all the trauma and shit that you've been through. Again, it's like a catch-22 though, because even though you're escaping trauma, it's another traumatic thing, but I guess when all you know is trauma, you kind of are drawn to chaos. So it's like, I don't know. I do about 2 bundles a day. In the beginning, I could hold a job and I could balance and whatnot, but eventually your addiction becomes more than minimum wage can handle and being able to pay for other things. So I got into prostitution. So yeah, prostitution is pretty much at this point the means to my money. The craziest thing a guy ever asked me to do, I think I've heard it all. I've had men that wanted to dress as women, that, you know what I mean, that wanted you to kick them, to hurt them, like inflict pain, and that's a scary thing because I have brothers, and listen, I know you hit somebody in their genital area, yeah, you're asking for it, but I don't know, some people like that thing, it's odd, but. And then not only that, then I've been through crazy events as being in that field, like, you know what I mean, people that are just, that want to hurt you, that want to, you know what I mean, rape, rob, beat you. So then you get somebody, like, you know what I mean, so then it's like, oh, this person wants me to inflict pain on them, and this person wants to inflict pain on me. Like, it's just, honestly, I feel as though if they made a way to make prostitution legal, people would gladly pay the taxes, and you know what I mean, rather than take out the guesswork of STDs and rape and, you know what I mean, all that shenanigans. I had a normal childhood until I was like 9. And then my parents got divorced. My dad is, I'm fortunate enough to still have both my parents. And my parents my dad is a workaholic. So he's kind of like emotionally unavailable. And my mom is an alcoholic, so she is, you know what I mean, I think, I don't, there's the controversy of people say, you know, addiction is hereditary and whatnot, and it could go either way, because I have my brother who was raised by the same 2 parents as me, who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything, so I think it's all depends on the person, but I do think it is hereditary. So you could either go to one extreme or the other. You can either be raised by addicts and go that way, or be the complete opposite and be like, I was raised by this, and go the complete opposite way. So, but that was my childhood. But addiction is in my background. And
what are some of the memories, good memories that you remember as a child?
I mean, I always, like I said, I do have parents, so like you know what I mean, they tried to the best of their ability, regardless of my mom's drinking and my dad's, you know what I mean, my dad worked to give us a good life. We never wanted for nothing, you know what I mean, we always had, I can't say that we didn't, you know what I mean, we didn't never have a roof over our head, or, you know what I mean, clothes on our back, or food, but that doesn't always, because the same thing with rich people that are just, that have an abundance, they feel that they're entitled and they're looking for something. So I can't say that was what, you know what I mean, but I did have a good childhood. Like I said, I never wanted for nothing. My father made sure that we had everything, but it doesn't necessarily, you can have everything and still, like I said, that emotional thing is, I think, what was lacking.
Now, you say you got raped. What happened in that situation, if you don't mind explaining?
The first time I was raped, I was 12, and it was a friend, like a childhood friend, and yeah, like it's traumatic. Like, it's somebody that you trust, you know what I mean? And then once that trust is broken in people, it affects you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is somebody I grew up with. I've known my entire life, and they literally left me naked in an alleyway. Like, and I kept that to myself, and I think that was a big part of it too. Like, because you're scared at that point. You don't want to, because it is your friend, and you don't want to create something bigger, and you don't think, and not only that, like, you know, my mom wasn't, like I said, my mom was an alcoholic, so she didn't, a lot of times you would say something to her and she would make it something else, or you're lying, you know what I mean? So you're just scared to tell at that point, I guess. I mean, even though I wasn't young, but it was just these things you keep to yourself, and it builds up, and you build up, and it builds, you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of the problem of the world is. Everybody wants to have these preconceived notions on people, why they get high, or not even that, even like, it doesn't even have to be about getting high. Just everybody wants to judge, and if everybody just took the time to actually know or understand, then I think we would be in a lot better place. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, some people will be like, oh, you know, it's this, that, and the third, and blame, you know, other people for things. That's not my thing. Like, I made a conscious decision. Like I said, I didn't start to get high until it was later on in life. It was a conscious decision that I made, that I was well aware of in my 20s, to start getting high. So, I don't know. So it's not that when I look in the mirror and I don't think that I'm a horrible person. I just know that I've made bad choices, like, and where it coming down to who did who wrong first, or what happened first. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not a doctor. I'm not getting to the root of the problem and all that shit. I don't know, but I'm not mad because it made me who I am. I wouldn't have survived as long as I've survived if I haven't been through, you know what I mean? Like, what don't kill you makes you stronger is, like, one of my biggest things. So, like, there's good and bad in everything. I mean, if I got clean, do I think I could take over the world? Probably. And, you know what I mean? Like, addicts are some of the smartest, strongest people in the world. So it's not that I don't know. It's not that I think I'm a horrible person, but there's things that come with the addiction that keep you stuck, and it's like, what happened first, and getting to the bottom. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, I couldn't put it on a person. I know that at the end of the day, I believe God has his hand in everything, and I know that I wouldn't have gotten as far as I've gotten in life without him. Like, at the end of the day, I run these streets. I'm 4'11", and I'm a girl, and I'm by myself, so there's many of times that I should have been dead, or, you know what I mean? And I know if it wasn't for people that, people pray for me, but I put it all to my higher power, honestly. Like, there's good, bad, or indifferent. He has his hand in everything. So I couldn't put it on a person. I mean, I like I said, I do still have parents, and when we talk, you know, we still have our differences, but I know they love me. They do say they love me.
Okay, so if you had 3 wishes in this world, what would your 3 wishes be?
I guess to have the knowledge that you have you go through life, and then you don't figure things out until, people always say, like, oh, you'll understand when you're older. And if you had the knowledge that you've had when you were younger, things would be different. So if I could go back in time, that would probably be one. I guess to change the hurt that, like, because then my kids are direct, like, I have kids that are affected by it, and I never wanted for my shit to affect my children, so that would be another. And I guess just to be content and happy in life. That's a hard one. See, here's the thing. You don't want to enable your children, so it's not like you want to be like, accepting and be like, it's okay. But at the same time, you don't want to push them away either. It's finding that balance of trying to understand, but at the same time letting them know, like, I don't condone it. You understand what I'm saying? That's a hard one. Like, I have kids, and I don't know what I would do if... you just, at the end of the day, you have to be there for your kids, like I said, but my parents never enabled me. My parents, if my parents know I get high, they're not going to give me money, knowing that, they'll make sure, if I went to my mom and I said I needed to eat, my mom will feed me. If I said you know what I mean? That's, but as far as giving me money or anything like that, my parents, no, you're not going to kill yourself. I'm not going to watch you kill yourself in my house, and I'm not going to give you money, and I understand that. And don't get me wrong, then I understand the other aspect of people are like, oh, well, I don't want them to do XYZ to have to get money, and I get that, but at the end of the day, it's I don't know, just try to be understanding. it's all, you know what I mean? Every kid's different. Don't judge people. You can't judge anybody if you haven't walked in their shoes. And I think that's what a lot of the problem of the world is. Everybody wants to have these preconceived notions on people, why they get high, or not even that. Even, like, it doesn't even have to be about getting high. Just everybody wants to judge. And if everybody just took the time to actually know or understand, then I think we'd be in a lot better place. But